Okay, and we are live. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday, ladies. This has been an interesting, exciting morning as we are getting together to do this interview on our Facebook Live. And technology is so interesting, but we are here. We get it to work. We always make it happen no matter what. So that's why we're a little bit behind on time, but we did want to see you. We did want to still do it. And I am so thankful and I'm so honored to have one of my favorite people here, Margaret Blaine, who happens to be my mother-in-law as well. Someone who I love, who I admire, who inspires me with your continued hunger for new things and education and really impacting and powerfully and positively impacting other people's lives. So I am so happy and excited to have you here. Good morning, Margaret.
It's just so great to do this with you. It's such a fun thing to have a family event. And I'm so proud of Elle because this thing she's doing with the women's group is just marvelous.
Thank you. So tell our listeners about you and what makes you you. This is one of my most favorite questions.
It made me think. And I look back and my father was an entrepreneur. And he had a window shade firm. And he really took care of the people that worked for him. He made sure that they had benefits. He paid them really well. And he felt a real responsibility to them. He also felt we should give back to the community. So he would be on the boards of the various social agencies. Mm-hmm. My mother was probably the most intelligent person I've ever met. But she lived at a time when women didn't go to work. Mm. And so I never felt that she was able to use the potential that she had. Mm-hmm. What she did was she did volunteer work and was a chairman of every agency board that she got on. And she really admired the social workers. So when I was 14, she got me a volunteer job at a social agency in Cincinnati. And I reorganized their library and was a receptionist and did all these things. But I also got to be a companion to a couple of the clients. And I really enjoyed that. So my mother admired the social workers, right? I ended up becoming one and was a counselor. I had a master's in social work, and I was a counselor for 25 years and always loved working with women because I don't want anybody to have to settle for a life that isn't fulfilling like my mother did. Mm. I mean, she said it was satisfying enough. Well, I think that is not enough. I think it should be truly fulfilling. So times were changing, and I realized that women were really expanding their role and moving into positions of leadership, and that we were going to have to probably overcome a lot of our training as women. So then I got involved with spiritual practices, meditation, chanting, things like that, and realized that in order to develop our potential fully, we really needed to have a spiritual side to this, that we've actually got two sides. And so after I retired, I ran across this teacher named Mary Morrissey. And Mary Morrissey had been studying success principles for 40 years. She had built 3 businesses that were highly successful. She was teaching people how to become successful themselves. And I so resonated with that because as a mental health counselor, I couldn't do anything with the spiritual side of things, but I knew it was necessary. So I was so excited. I decided I just absolutely had to become a coach. So that's why I've ended up being a transformational coach because of that.
Wow. I some of it I didn't even know. Some of that pieces of that story I didn't even know. So it is so true, and it's just amazing for me to think back and how far we have come as women there is still so much more to do, of course, and it's amazing to see this blossoming and growing. But then when we look back, it didn't. All this changes didn't happen that far long ago.
Right.
And it's so interesting. But then thinking about how limited it was for women back then, I don't know, living this time, I don't think we can fully comprehend really all the limitation that,
There were basically 3 jobs. You could be a teacher, you could be a nurse, or you could be a housewife, basically. That was
right.
it. Yeah.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. And everybody felt sorry for people who had to go to work. It was very, very, very different.
Wow. I'm so happy I'm leaving now. Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about that. And with your such a rich experience being a counselor and now coach, I'm sure you can give so much with all these experiences. And I, of course, know you all those experiences that you've been through in your life. What do you want our audience to take from today? If you could share a little bit at all, with what you're doing today.
Mm-hmm. There's some really important things we all need to know, I think. One is that, and we talk about this as a transformational coach, we all have our human side. This is our side that's been trained. We think of it as us, right? And in the human side, we imbibe all of the beliefs that come down the generations about how the world works, the lessons, that everybody's learned, what's appropriate for our gender and what isn't appropriate, what's expected. And we're taught to look to our circumstances to make decisions about what we can and cannot do. For example, can I buy this refrigerator like I had to last week? Do I have enough money? So we look to our bank account, right? And this side of us works pretty much through logic and reason. But every one of you has another side, and we're not trained in using this side. And that's the side that uses the intuition. It works like lightning. It doesn't always make sense. And sometimes it doesn't seem logical.
Yeah.
But we have that knowing. And I call it our infinite side, and it's connected to life itself. Now, and it also has the answers to any question that you might ask. So when we're building our lives, when we're building our dreams, we have a secret weapon in that second side that can get us there. And every single one of you are absolutely unique. You have unique abilities and a unique contribution. And it's an interesting thing, and I didn't discover this until fairly late, but the very things that make you unique, that are your greatest strengths, we tend to think of as not good because it makes us different, right? But actually, that's what makes you, to be able to give the contribution that you can. Now, I know that some of you have definitely followed your dreams because you're here. You've come from countries all over the world. And so that's fabulous. And now I wonder, what dreams do you have that you haven't done that maybe you don't think are possible? Because what I'm doing these days is helping people create a life that they would absolutely love living. Not settle like my mother. She was happy enough, but she settled.
Yeah.
So we set a goal, say, and then what stops us from moving forward toward that goal? The minute we set a goal, everything comes up that wants us to stay in our comfort zone. The doubts come up, the fears come up, all the beliefs about why this is possible or not possible come up. The training for what's appropriate for our gender comes up. And The fact that we don't know how to necessarily get to that goal is scary, right? So we have to start identifying the beliefs that are holding us back. We call them paradigms. And there are a group of beliefs and habits that are producing the results that we're getting in our lives, in all of our lives, in our relationship, in our vocation, in our time and money freedom, in our health and well-being. And what I want you to know is that there are spiritual laws that work just as infallibly as electricity, that are reliable if you know how to work with them. And as a transformational coach, part of what I do is show you those laws, and then we learn how to use them in the service of a dream,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can start to develop dreams on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You want to. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not just a hit or miss kind of thing. Yeah, and I think it's just so important right now that women move into positions of influence, that we, start to take leadership. Because if you look at our world here, at least in the United States, there's such a gap between people who are running for money and power, but people aren't being taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that has supported people in the past is not working well anymore. And it's so important that we bring that back into our world, the caring that women have. So I'm just really on a mission to have women really develop their full potential so that they can really make the contributions that we really need in our society.
Oh, I love this conversation. I can go for hours because I think there are a couple of things that you said that are so true. We want to hit that goal, but then there is something that's stopping us, and that something could be different things. And like you said, our beliefs, our limiting beliefs, and I love how you said we ignoring that same uniqueness that should propel us, or our strengths, because they are different from somebody else. I love it because it's so true.
Mm-hmm.
It's so true, and I know it. I just, the minute you said it, I could totally resonate.
And you're going to know how to move into the area of your unique contribution, because you're going to have longings and you're going to have discontents, and you're going to want to do things. And if you just follow that,
right,
you'll be guided right into your unique place. It's really exciting.
It's so exciting. And that's one of the reasons why I created Women of the World Network, because I want women to go back to who they truly are and don't forget that identity, that authenticity, that uniqueness about them. That's really the strengths. And because I went through it myself. And so I love the conversation like this, and adding to that also different cultures. Right. So beliefs is one thing, programming from, our growing up. But then, for example, me, myself, and other ladies here from different cultures. So in addition to all of this, then you add the cultural background that we grew up with and limiting beliefs that we grew up with. And it's just, all these things. But I love the work you do, and I always love our conversations. They enrich me, and
I love them too.
I can talk to you for hours, Margaret, but I know we're gonna leave in the comments the ways that ladies can connect with you, and I know you can give them so much value based on your experience working with women in counseling before, now coaching women in transformation, doing transformation coaching. So that ladies can.
I just wanted to say, if anybody who resonates, I'm going to be having what's called a vision workshop on Thursday, this coming Thursday at 1:00. And what we're going to be talking about is how to design a dream, basically, the 3 keys to mastering your results. And it's free. It's free. And I think that you would learn something that would be really useful to you. So I wanted to invite anybody who'd like to come.
Oh, that would be, that's awesome. What time is it?
It's at 1:00 Pacific time.
Pacific time, this coming Thursday.
Yeah, this coming Thursday.
Thursday.
We'll be on Zoom. So where you would go would be to Margaret Blaine ballard.coach/vision. And that's where you would register. And we'll send you the Zoom link.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. We will post it here as well. We'll post it in the comments. Make sure you register. It's completely free, but definitely this is a perfect time to work on that vision for next year as we are preparing for next year.
Exactly.
Our goals and reflecting on what happened this year or what didn't happen this year. This is a perfect time for this. So ladies, register for that. And thank you again, Margaret. I love you. I love talking
to you. Thank you so much, Margaret. I've just loved doing this with you.
Yes, this seems to be a family day, family day. So this has been awesome. So thank you again. Thank you, ladies, for checking it out. Everyone have an amazing Saturday, and we'll see you soon.